Lil Wayne and Offset say Jay-Z is the greatest rapper alive. What up, world? It's your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. So recently, Lil Wayne sat down with Marcellus Wiley on his Move to It podcast, and he was asked who the greatest rapper alive was. Right? At first, he said Biggie, but then he changed his answer because he wasn't clear on the question. He said, "I'm sorry, you said of all time. I take that back. The greatest rapper of all time is Sean Jay-Z Carter." Wayne then compared Jay to Tom Brady. When you do this rapping thing, there's a certain, it's like football. Every sport is different. If you play hockey, you have something that's different. Only they know about. Jay-Z is the Tom Brady of rap. So let's talk about this. A lot of people will have problems with this. I won't. I'm not even going to sit here and try to tell you anything different. I agree with Wayne that Jay-Z probably is the greatest rapper alive. And the people that won't agree with this either hate the man for his success or just don't really relate to what he has done. But the simple fact of the matter is a lot of things you can't take back. Right? You can't take away the records this man has broken, all the number one albums he's dropped. You can't take away the verses, the classic verses that he's dropped. You can't take away the amount of people who've tried to imitate him, and you can't take away the business move that he's done. There is no rapper, and you could say whoever. You could say Diddy, Kanye, Dr. Dre. You could name a whole bunch of them, and I'm gonna tell you, everybody that you just named don't write their raps. Er, right? Everybody that you're going to name don't write their raps. I'm gonna let that marinate for a little bit because the simple fact of the matter is, I don't care that rappers don't write. Songs are songs. People create songs. You have producers, you have writers. I don't care. It's all about making a good song. But if you're gonna name somebody a great rapper of all time, I don't know what to tell you, but they have to write their raps. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're never going to be the greatest rapper of all time if you don't write your raps. Jay-Z, for one, writes his raps. Let's just start there. Then you're going to start saying, like, I'm trying to get in the mind of a hater or somebody who's going to challenge this. They're going to say Jadakiss, fabulous. They're going to say Sheik Luch or whoever, Biggie or whoever, Mace or whoever. Or they might go all the way out and be like Eminem. You can put an argument for Eminem, but then at the end of the day, Jay did it longer than Eminem, and it's still as relevant as Eminem, if not more. Because the simple fact, Jay can play both sides of that coin. I just be honest. I'm an Eminem. I am an Eminem supporter and a fan. I'll argue you all day about Eminem's right to be placed in the top 5, top 10, whatever you want to put him at. I'm not one of these people say Eminem don't get bumped in the hood. I argue all the day about Eminem does get bumped in the hood. I can go put it like this. There is not an era that Eminem don't have a track that can get bumped in the hood. Right? People from my area, if you put on My Name Is Slim Shady or any of his songs with Dr. Dre, right? Eminem's going to get bumped in the hood. Not a lot. He don't have a bunch of songs, but he's going to get bumped in the hood. But I will say this, Jay going to get bumped in the hood and on Eminem's side. Heavily. He's going to have records on both sides. It's not going to be a question. You could play Jay-Z at a white party and a black party. Almost all of his catalog. So, M has the numbers. He has the accolades. But does he have both sides of the coin to say he's the greatest rapper? Again, I'm a supporter of him. Then you might say Wayne. Well, Wayne writes his raps well. He does. But does he? I know people have said he doesn't. And that doesn't disqualify you 100%, in my opinion. Right? If someone wrote for Wayne, that doesn't disqualify him from greatest rapper. But in my opinion, I feel like, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but I feel like hip-hop as a whole didn't really respect Wayne the way they needed to until the Carter 2. And you know who he patterned that album after? Jay-Z. Maybe I'm bugging, but go back and listen to Wayne changed his whole entire life up when he did that Carter record. He changed his entire flow. He changed all his subject matter because he knew you cannot be considered a great rapper unless you start to say something. Like Jay was saying, a lot of hood stuff that people could relate to. Not a bunch of, I got gold, I'm rich, da da da. It was a lot of stuff that people in the hood, you know what I'm talking about. If you from that ilk, you cut from that cloth, you felt it. You understood it. Wayne patterned himself after Jay. It was common knowledge that he patterned that album after Jay-Z's whole entire style. So I don't know if you can, and shout to Wayne. Wayne makes some great music. I freaking always give Wayne his props. And if you got him in your top 10, I would not argue you down. But I'm being 100. Wayne patterned himself after Jay-Z. So I don't think you can be the greatest rapper alive if you patterned yourself after another rapper that actually has claim to the title of greatest rapper. All right? And to be honest, with Jay-Z's new verse on God Did, him and Wayne on the same song. God Did was trending #1. Jay-Z was trending because the entire world went and played that song. The entire world played that song and was talking about Jay-Z. They weren't talking about Wayne. So at this point, Jay's 52 and can still make a verse that the entire world is talking about. Again, nothing against Wayne, but we're talking about greatest rapper. If Wayne is 52 and writes a verse at the end of a song, the third person on the song, that the entire world is like, yo, you got to go hear this verse. Then we have to talk. But I agree with Wayne. I agree with Offset. Because it says that Offset said that Jay-Z was the greatest rapper alive to Complex magazine. I got to say, Hove, all his shit platinum. You know, sometimes the success is the reason why people say he's the greatest of all time. What he did after rap. Bro, on rap, you can play with him. On rap, you can't play with him since the beginning of time. He always had the biggest records. He always got the biggest people and did the biggest records and still come back and make impactful records right now. Salute the Hove for being the best rapper. Now, I know a lot of people, why would everybody? There's nothing in this world that everybody's going to agree with. Right? There's nothing in this world. There's no one thing that everybody's going to say, you're right, I agree with that. But I would beg to differ with you to try to find me a rapper that has done as much as Hove and has as much claim to it. We can debate all day, but at the end of the day, there's really only one reason you can say he's not, is you just don't like the man. Let me know what you think in the comments. My name is Chuckwick, aka Charles Brown. CLBMG.com. Go check that out. Let me know what you think. I'm going to hit you on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.